Okay, parachuting hamsters with and Andy Russell. It's the review, finally. And we're doing that with Mrs. Menace class. Okay, guys, think about at the very beginning, where are Andy and Tamika going? Do you guys remember? Oh, Colt, tell me.
They were going to Aunt Marie's house.
Aunt's house, yeah. Do you remember where it was? I don't even know if I remember.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, I don't remember either, except that it was in a city, right? It's in a city because she lives in an apartment building. So that's kind of important, right? Okay, yeah, so they're going to Aunt Tamika's aunt. What's wrong? What do you want?
Let me in, Miriam.
Oh, sorry. We needed to let Mrs. Manna in because she's in, but she's not really in. Now she's in. Okay. Now why is Andy worried about the visit? Like, what makes him worried? Okay, Colt. I see your hand.
It makes him worried because he has to use please and thank you.
Right. Bella, do you know another word for please and thank you? Like, what is he worried about? The word, like,
because he doesn't use it often.
Right. It's a word that means like using please and thank you and minding your manners. Right. So he was worried about having to mind your manners and to be polite because Tamika's aunt is really particular about that, which we should always like mind our manners and be polite, right? Everyone should be polite. Okay, so they're walking up to the apartment building, Scout. And what happened? What happened when they're walking up to the apartment building? Man, it is the Colt show today. Good job, Colt.
Bella,
okay,
raise your hand.
Bella, let's go. Tell me what happened when they're very first walking up.
We saw hamsters tied to ribbons falling down.
Yeah. Yeah, they were tied by ribbons to like handkerchiefs, right? And it made little parachutes. Yeah. So they caught them, and who did they give them to? Do you guys remember who they gave them to?
Caden.
Oh, Caden. Are we eating breakfast also? Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Caden.
The doorman.
The doorman, yes. Well, and I think he's also the superintendent. You know, he was the guy who takes care of the apartments, like if there was problems. So I think he might have been the doorman or both, or the superintendent, or he might have been both of them. Okay, so Andy wants to just like have hamburgers or pizza or whatever. But where are Aunt Mandy and Uncle Terrence taking them to? What kind of restaurant? Do you guys remember? Oh, Bella. A French restaurant, which is kind of fancy. Could be kind of, yeah, but a French restaurant. It was very nice. Okay, and then remember that Jacques, which is like Jack in French, he was really kind of snooty. He was always like, ew. And why did he fall over? Do you remember he tripped, Colt?
A cane from an old lady fell and then he tripped on the cane.
Yes, because he wasn't
looking where he was going because Jacques always likes to look straight up at the roof.
Exactly. He had his nose in his air like that and real snooty like that. Yeah, but he tripped over a cane. Good job. Exactly. Okay. So they go back to the apartment building and they get in the elevator to go back up to their apartment. And what did Uncle Terrence notice about the buttons on the, oh, Jordan. Jordan, are you talking? You had go ahead, talk. Oh, I cannot hear her. Can
Maybe
you?
tell her to type it in the chat and I'll watch the chat.
Okay, type it in the chat, Jordan, because we can't hear you. Colt and Bella know if Jordan, after you type it in the chat, then maybe we'll
Bella's
see.
hand is raised too.
Yep. But maybe Jordan can get it in the chat before. We'd like to hear from other people. Elijah, I'm so surprised you don't know. Are you reading your book? Don't be reading your book. You're supposed to be paying attention here. I think I caught you.
His eyes.
Of course, I would be reading too, maybe. Did you type it, Jordan? Something's going on with the buttons.
Darn it.
Okay, Bella, you answer.
The buttons were all greasy from butter.
Butter was put on them. Ooh, gross.
Ew.
Yeah, you're right. And I bet you Jordan had that. Oh, look at, she's now, what does she say on the chat? I bet she did say that.
I'm not seeing anything.
Oh, it says 2.
Does it say anything to you?
Well, it says
Bottom?
2. It says, oh, someone said maybe she's lagging. Oh, you're right. You're right. She is lagging a lot, huh? Okay, so there's butter on the elevator buttons. Okay, so the next day, Tamika's aunt is taking them to a museum. And so she invited the boy upstairs. Do you guys remember his name?
Elijah's
Thinking.
thinking. Madison's thinking.
Do you want me to tell you? I'll tell you. His name was Jason. And do you remember, so he went and he had a backpack and he had all this stuff. And when he had to, when they went into the museum, he had to leave his backpack with the coat check people, but he brought like a pencil and paper, and he was told Tamika's mom that or aunt that he was going to like take notes or something. But what did he do with that note paper actually? Do you guys remember what he did in the museum with this note paper? Even Colt doesn't know. What?
Looking.
Elijah, you don't know either?
On the tip of my head, but I'm trying to remember it.
Something about a statue. How about that? Does that help? We got nothing over here. Man, Caden's going to town on breakfast. He put a note on the back of the statue. Do you guys remember that?
Write it down. Okay, Bella said she remembered.
Bella, sorry, yeah. Okay, he put a note on the back of the statue. And I can't remember what it said. I can't remember what it said. But Andy found it and took it off, I think, right? Okay, so then a little bit later, after they went and had a snack at the snack bar and stuff like that, Andy followed Jason, but Andy got in trouble. Jason had gone in the bathroom, and Andy went in the bathroom, and then a museum worker came in, and Andy got in trouble. Do you guys remember why he got in trouble? What happened in the bathroom? You guys remember? No one's knowing. Bryson, what are you doing? Where's Elijah? Oh, Caden, you don't remember either?
Go black.
Yeah,
There he is.
there you are. Elijah, you don't remember either? Something in the bathroom? Jordan, where are you?
Colton's raising his hand.
Okay, Colt, tell me.
I think I remember it was about Andy not washing his hands, I think.
That's a good guess, but no. Jason did something and Andy got blamed for it. Do you remember what Jason did?
No.
Jason had written Andy's name on the bathroom wall, and Andy was cleaning it up, but then when the museum worker came in, he thought that Andy had done it. So that's why Andy got in trouble. Okay? Okay, we're almost to the end. So they're trying to make Jason confess to all the bad things he did, and Tamika was asking Jason strange questions because they wanted to find out if he did something specific. Which thing? What thing? It was like the first thing we talked about in the book. Colt.
Yeah,
What? The first thing we talked about in the book when they very first came to Tamika's aunt's house, what had happened? What happened right when they were walking up?
I didn't raise my hand.
Oh, I thought you did.
like it.
What had happened when they very first...
Elijah
Okay,
said-
Elijah, what happened?
There was the hamsters right there.
Okay, so what were they trying to figure out? They were trying to figure out if Jason had done what? Okay, now Colt's hand is up. Oh, and Caden's hand is up. Caden, tell me.
They were asking him if he was the one that made the hamsters parachute.
Yes, threw them out of the window or whatever. Yes, right. They were trying to find out. Yes. Okay. And then, so he was not fessing up. And then when they were at the theater, remember they were watching a play or a ballet, Swan Lake, I think. And Jason snuck off and he did something else ornery. He's such an ornery boy. Do you remember what he did? Something from the balcony. Colt.
I think he threw more hamsters off.
Oh no, not at the balcony, not at the ballet. Remember he took like a snack and he took his backpack up to the balcony and he threw off like crumbs from his lunch roll, but then he also sprayed some of that squiggly foam stuff that he had in his backpack, and then it went on the people on the bottom. And Andy and Tamika caught him doing that. Okay, when they came home from the ballet, Uncle Terrence pretended to be who? He was pretending, he was joking around. Someone who had tripped on a cane. I'm giving you a big hint. Who was it? Oh, Colt.
Bella too.
Oh, and Elijah. Elijah, tell me.
Jock dude that was in the French restaurant.
Yes, Jacques. So he was pretending to be Jacques with his nose in the air. Yes. Good job. Okay, guys. So when you take the test, it's parachuting hamsters and Andy Russell. Okay? Okay. We talked about every question. I expect to see a whole bunch of 100s. Okay?
I saw lots of people taking notes, so that's good too.
Okay. Goodbye, everyone. It was really good to see you today. Bye-bye.
Don't leave.